The price of Bitcoin and Ethereum are about ready to drag down the performance of your altcoins such as BEPRO, Polk, and PolkaDEX. So if you haven't watched my Bitcoin analysis video, it really looks like Plan B's stock to flow model of a hot November happening. I think it's almost off the table at this point, and that model will be broken this month, and it's potentially not going to be good for BEPRO, Polk, PolkaDEX, and the vast majority of altcoins that you held. So my analysis today on these three coins is going to greatly depend on what happens to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So if you haven't watched that video, here's the link. Just click it. Just do it, man. Click that link and watch that analysis first before you come back to this video, because what I'm about ready to say won't make sense on these three assets. All right, let's dive in. Nothing's really changed on BEPRO. It's still above its weekly 10. Has it broken down below its? So this is the weekly chart. So whenever in a bull market, or really any market, if you are structured well, I wouldn't say well above, but with strength, right? Definitive multiple closes of candles. So you can see here, the candles have wicked below. See that green wick there, that whisker? Okay, that's the candle wick of the weekly candle. All of these wicks are closing above the weekly 10. BEPRO structurally looks perfectly fine. There's really nothing concerning here. Although if you go on smaller time frames, yeah, there are things to be concerned about that could break down into a month or a week that really, does close below that, especially if Bitcoin drops. So in that Bitcoin video that I tried to link you earlier, hopefully you've watched that video, because I tell you exactly what to look out for on Bitcoin. So essentially, in order to predict what's getting ready to happen on BEPRO price, all you need to do is look at Bitcoin price, literally. The BEPRO chart is going to help you much less than looking at the Bitcoin chart right now. I promise you. I totally promise you. I just entered a trade on about 8 different long positions on different alts, and I didn't even look at the altcoin chart. I literally just used Bitcoin hitting my gray line. I entered them, and I'm in profit on all of them right now. And it's not common to be profit on 8 recent positions, because some are red, some are green, but they're all in the green because I made that. So I'm telling you from experience, I'm telling you right now, that video is very important, and I show you what to watch out for. But really, but BEPRO itself, hitting the daily 80-90 EMA isn't that bad. So if Bitcoin comes down to 60K, I could see BEPRO hitting its daily 200 again under a penny. So the chance of BEPRO hitting under a penny is not just on the table, but it's close to a 50-50 chance at this time. And what that could look like is, so if I draw this here and it quickly rebounds and gets in a range, that should keep things over. If I go to the weekly chart, it should keep things in a closure over the weekly 10. So if it could do it next week quickly, it would actually hit potentially the weekly 21 and still close that next week, even green. So if next week starts red, right, comes down as low as that line was, it comes back up just as fast as I drew that, which is reasonable on the daily chart. It would be a green candle with a long green wick touching the weekly 21. It's honestly hyper bullish. And that would be in the case that Bitcoin forms a slightly lower low per the Bitcoin video to which I was trying to link you earlier. Hopefully you watched that video or have already watched it. So if Bitcoin breaks down here, revisits lows or makes new lows, I would be eyeballing the daily 200 EMA and the weekly 21. So daily 200 for a buy point and weekly 21. So they're roughly in line. So let me draw a line here. So when I go to the weekly chart, that pink line should be, pretty close. So it's actually under. Wow. A wick. Yeah, that's pretty far down. It might not go that low. That'd be a low end. This would be a steal. So the daily 200 would be a pretty good steal. The weekly 21 would be a potentially a pretty good pickup as well. So those would be the 2 lines that I would be looking out for if Bitcoin cannot fully recover this, attempt to get up there, and either revisits lows around, 62 or 60 or makes new lows around 60 or below. So those are my 2 points on BEPRO, and there's really no chance of a breakout until Bitcoin's recovered, which is also why I kept saying it's more important to be like the best way to predict BEPRO price in this situation is by analyzing Bitcoin price. As weird as that sounds, I promise you that it's true. Hey, everybody, flip your phones or get flipped off. Hey, Tim, what does that mean? It means literally your phone is horizontal and screen is maximized. Flip it. Now that it's vertical, hit the like button. And now that it's already vertical and you're hitting the like, go ahead and leave me a comment. It's going to help me greatly to continue producing videos for you, even if it's a period without a tampon, an emoji poop, LOL, you suck, quack, BEPRO, yell BEPRO if you want, whatever. And also for new viewers, if you like what you see so far, hit subscribe and hit the bell. Here's why you should hit the bell. This is time sensitive stuff. Crypto moves really fast. So help me help you walk through a more profitable crypto journey. We are in this together. Hit that bell. Let's dive back in. All right. I'm kind of leaning sideways in my chair. I don't know why. I think it's because my sweater's behind me on my chair. Anyway, I do have a really nice Herman Miller Aeron chair that I bought like in 2014. Anyway, so yeah, that's BPRO. Those are the two nice pickup points, and you should already know my analysis. So if you haven't watched my previous Bitcoin video or BPRO video, I let you know in terms of the upside what you need before it flies, right? And to summarize, you need a week 2 close in this box, anywhere in this box, and then it has permission to fly. It's really that simple. And you can watch that video. I give you the exact levels. Just go to my channel, watch my previous BPRO video, and we will move on to Polk. All right. Polk, honestly, can stay healthy in a bull market, coming down from current price another 30% and everything's fine. It honestly would be healthy if Polk came all the way back down to $1 to hit its weekly 10. And so am I saying that's going to happen if BPRO gets confident here and recovers? No, that's probably not going to, it's probably not going to be in the cards. If Bitcoin recovers and goes on a screamer till the end of the year, Polk probably won't touch its weekly 10 until February, right? It would go weeks and weeks and weeks without touching it. But if Bitcoin falls below 60K, that is the weekly 10. Since it's so close to the weekly 21, those are pretty much the only two lines you need to look at. And I think it's a younger asset that might be less than 2. No, it does have a daily 200. So the same thing. The weekly 10 and 21 are close to each other, and the daily 200, those are your pickup lines. The daily 200 is even lower. It's around 90 cents, right? And the weekly 10 is around $1, and the weekly 21's in the middle of those two, I believe, which is around 95 cents. So those are the 3 lines that I'd be looking for if you're looking to pick up more Polk, which is, again, it's the daily. So you got the daily 200 EMA, the weekly 10, and the weekly 21. They're all pretty close, between 85 cents to $1. So for those targets to be hit, Bitcoin would need to fall at least to 60K, right? It would have to make a new lower low in order for those targets to be hit. So those targets won't be hit if Bitcoin recovers and, doesn't go back below 62,000, right? So, but if you see Bitcoin tanking and you're looking to pick up Polk, those are the ideas. Now, in my previous video, I also let you know, I focused more on the upside. So if you haven't seen my previous video and you want to know, hey, Tim, got a question. Okay, what's your question? What about the upside, right? Just watch my previous video. But right now, things are looking a little shaky. So I want to give you downside targets in case you have a little tether available or whatever, and you're looking to pick up one of these coins. What I would be looking for personally, it's just EMA pickups, really. Just pick up some EMA since you don't have the same origin lines. But a lot of time, look, the daily 2. So let's get rid of some of these lines just to keep on the orange one. Look what the daily 200 is hitting. An origin line, right? So a lot of these are lining around the origin line anyway, so it's not going to make a monster price difference. If you haven't set up origin lines like me, which you probably haven't, because I created these and these are written in there manually, literally manually, right? So anyway, that is what we got. So again, as low as about 86 cents, and then between $1 if Bitcoin goes 60K or lower. That's my target for Polk. Let's go to PDEX. It's probably under its PDEX actually looks pretty good right now. Good for it. It's above its daily 200. This is honestly, it's really good. If Bitcoin could get weak like it is right now, and PDEX stays around the middle of its range, whenever Bitcoin recovers, this is going to break out. That's what that means. So this is a very mature consolidation. PDEX is finally going to get it. Yeah, I mean, I think with an extremely high probability, whenever Bitcoin sets a new all-time high, PDEX will probably be breaking up above this the same day. So maybe not even needs an all-time high. Like if you see Bitcoin at 66K, I think PDEX will be on the verge of breaking above that consolidation. I don't think PDEX's breakout will require Bitcoin all-time highs of 69K or whatever that is. I think once it gets confident around 67K and kind of shows strength, Bitcoin shows strength in so much that, hey, I'm not going to keep breaking down, I think PDEX will take right off. This is really ready, folks. So, I mean, if you haven't gotten to PDEX and this is something you want to look out for, I would probably wait until it's more determined that Bitcoin will recover. So I probably wouldn't be throwing money at altcoins, not financial advice, at Pokemon cards. We're talking about Pokemon cards and Monopoly money. Because that's how you buy Pokemon cards, obviously. So I wouldn't be throwing. So if I had Tether available right now, I personally would not be deploying it right now. I would wait for the dust to settle to see if Bitcoin recovers where it is. Because if Bitcoin goes up 5%, small market cap coins under 100 million, like PDEX is maybe a 50 million market cap. They're not going to fly right away. They might move 5%, but on the chart, that's like moving from here to here, right? So actually, let's measure that. So if Bitcoin goes up 5% and PDEX goes up 15, right? it's just buying right here, which structurally is fine. Yeah, you're buying 15% higher, but who cares, right? You're buying, here before it really zooms up. But here's why, though. I'm saying that because if Bitcoin goes down to like 58K and you were, purchasing this Pokemon card now, this can move down 30%. So what do you want to miss out on? 15% to the upside, or putting yourself at risk to be down a third of your money? Like right after buying it, like Bitcoin is at risk of breaking down and forming a higher low closer to the 50K range or high 50s or 60K or something to that effect, or which 60K wouldn't be higher low. That would be continuing consolidation. It's consolidating between 60 and 65 roughly. So, so that's why if I was looking to pick this up, I would wait. Even if that means I'm sacrificing about a 15% move within this range, I would still wait, because if the risk of missing out on the reward is only 15%, but the raw risk itself is easily 33%, and both are just, almost as probable. Well, shit, this is a bigger number and they're almost as probable, right? Like it's maybe a 50-50 chance of one of those two happening. I wouldn't do it right now. I would wait until the probability of this number goes down to like 10%. And then I'll be like, okay, 80% chance of a 15% increase after I purchase within a few days or whatever, but the risk of downside is very, very low. I'm cool with that, right? I would wait for that type of moment, a better risk reward moment right now to jump in, not just to PDEX, but to really any altcoins, unless you're futures trading on small time frames with really tight stops, moving stops into profit with that exception. But just like hodling altcoins right now is not financial advice, talking about Pokemon cards. Pokemon cards. It's not a great time to be deploying your stable positions into Pokemon cards right now. Hopefully I'm making that clear. And when the dust settles, I'll be making YouTube videos on it anyway. Hey, I think this is done. I think we're going up, or hey, shit, this is now dropping. I will let you know. And I'll keep obviously I'll have to give my community, my Patreon and Discord private community links in the description section if you want to check that out. I'll be giving them the alerts first and more intricate, finally, exactly like, actions to take or not take, or strategies with actions, specific actions first. But in YouTube, I will give the gist of it and kind of alert you of general movement of Bitcoin, so you can make your own choices on that. Clearly, because I'm not a financial advisor, I don't provide financial advice. I give Pokemon card advice. So anyway, hey, before you go, new viewers, these two videos that will be popping up just in a second, they're going to pop up. Wait for them to pop up. Seriously, do it. It could drastically change how much money you make in crypto if you just watch it. It's going to make you understand things like, why does price do this? Like, why the hell does price go way up then way down? Stuff like that. It just trust me. If you watch one video and you don't like it, don't watch the other one. But they can drastically change your level of understanding if you're new to the crypto market. I promise. They're probably popping up right now. So pick one and it's in a playlist, and then watch the other two. There are only 3 in that playlist. Most important videos I've ever made. Subscribe, hit that bell. The reason you should hit the bell, this is time sensitive. I just told you I'd be giving you some types of alerts, right? So help me help you. We are in this together. Hit that bell. You just got Timified.